We are live at the Trustwave booth at Black Hat 2016 in Las Vegas. We are here with SpiderLabs research manager Anat Davidi, who just presented on defeating exploit kits. Hi, Anat.
Hello.
Good to see you. Your presentation just now on defeating exploit kits, talk to me why something like that is so important if you're a business. I mean, exploit kits have been around, but they remain a very common way to deliver malware.
Yes, as I showed in my presentation just now, the problem with exploit kits actually is that they're very silent, they're very in the background these days, they're drive-by. So basically, a lot of the things we tell the security communities these days is teach people that you're working with, teach them to sort of be smart about it. Don't go visit certain sites, don't do certain things, don't click links. We do a lot of user education, but at the same time, these exploit kits, as I just showed, it's not something that user education can solve. It's a drive-by attack. It happens in the background. The user has no idea what's happening. They haven't done anything wrong. And so in these situations, you really have to have a security product to deal with it because the people can't deal with it. Nothing else can, really.
Right, so even all the security awareness training in the world wouldn't matter because you're just going to a seemingly legitimate site and getting owned from there.
Yeah, basically, if you look these days at the attacks that are happening, malicious advertising that's been around and been very popular recently, basically the attack is that the cyber criminals, they actually put their malware on as ads on websites. So you could be visiting a very popular website, the things I showed, NBC.com, weather.com. These are websites that people visit. It's completely legitimate behavior. And you could just happen to fall upon one of these malicious advertisements and you may get infected with, ransomware or any other kind of payload. And yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the main problem.
Well, you mentioned ransomware there. We're talking about organizations that are getting hit for, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars in these attacks. Can you explain why it's blown up so much?
I think like a lot of things, a lot of payloads, basically, a lot of kind of results of attacks, what cyber criminals install on end machines is a result of them trying something and seeing that it works. Ransomware is actually pretty interesting in the sense that it started out, and even in the underground community, there's been some controversy around it in terms of, because once a machine is hit by ransomware, all the files are encrypted. A lot of the times what people are going to do is they're actually going to reinstall a machine. And that means that if other cyber criminals had their malware on that machine, they're actually kind of harming themselves in a way or harming other cyber criminals. It's probably profitable enough for them that they don't care anymore. The guys delivering ransomware are making so much money out of it that they're fine with the consequences. They're fine with uninstalling other malware.
Yeah, and sensitive data theft used to be, breaches designed to steal sensitive data still are very common, of course. But it seems as if ransomware is sort of becoming like, when you hear about an organization that's been attacked, in a lot of cases it's ransomware.
Yeah, well, you have to realize that there are different type of cyber criminals out there. There are different types of attacks. A lot of the things, the data theft has to be really specific. You have to actually know the organization, know what you're looking for, and go attack the organization in whatever way you are. And that's sort of, in a way, even if it's kind of widespread, it's still kind of targeted attacks. You have to know what you're looking for. Now, ransomware is, because they're being distributed, it's basically, you could install ransomware on any machine. You don't need to know anything about it. They just encrypt all the files on the machine. So it's a lot more widespread because it can come out of anywhere. You don't need to plan for it. That's why they use it a lot in exploit kits, right? Because it's really widespread. So it's two types of attacks, and of course it's always important to protect from all of them. But if you think about an organization, most of the time an organization is not the target. Not everyone in the cyber criminal community are looking at one organization. Most likely you're going to be hit by these everyday kind of things just because you're out there. You have an internet connection, you have machines in your company.
Yeah. Specifically with ransomware, is there anything you can do to try? Obviously, I'm sure a lot of the traditional best practices apply here, but is there anything you could do specific to ransomware to try to stop some of it?
The problem with ransomware is that, the best advice is just don't get infected. Get security products that prevent it from being installed on the machine. Because it's a payload, it could actually be any other payload that's being delivered. It's more about the attack that's delivering it. That's why, again, products like SWG, this is what we focus on, because there's not a lot you can do about the ransomware itself. It's just the result of a successful exploitation. Stop the exploit, and you don't have a problem with ransomware. Once it hits you, there's not a lot you can do really. Some ransomware, security vendors or security researchers kind of manage to reverse engineering, and you can probably get something to unlock your content. But the rest of the time, honestly, you either pay the ransom or you can't.
Yeah. Well, and clearly the cyber criminals are spending a lot of time on it. We're seeing new variants all the time. So this is a story that is not it has not yet been fully written. Certainly, we're going to see this this threat of ransomware, I'm sure, continue, evolve, and until it doesn't become profitable for criminals, they're not going to give it up. So that's important. Okay, so Anat, you this is your first time at Black Hat?
Yes, it is.
So you're a Black Hat virgin, so to speak. What does the show mean to you? You know, being a member of the research community, shows like Black Hat and DEF CON, how important are they to the work you guys do?
I think when you work in research, a lot of your work is actually to know what's out there, to know the products that are out there, to know what kind of ideas people come up with in order to protect customers. So it's very nice to walk around here and kind of see all these ideas, talk to people, just draw ideas from them. At least for me personally as a researcher, what I like to do is, I like to hear about a lot of things. It triggers new concepts, it makes you think about things, and you think maybe I could do this in the product, maybe I can do that, maybe I can protect customers in that way. So it's really kind of a way to kind of get your brain going, to kind of, in a way, brainstorm with all these people that are walking around here, and I think that's great. Yeah,
like one giant brain trust here with some of the smartest and brightest security minds in the world. Literally are within a few thousand square feet of each other at the moment, I'm sure. And just, specific to TrustWave and what we do here, there's such a big research team at TrustWave. Talk about the importance of the work you guys do to both the TrustWave technologies and services and also the community as a whole.
We obviously try to stay involved in the community all the time. Most of the stuff that we do on more of a daily basis is actually publishing things on the SpiderLabs blog. If we find some interesting research that we've done, we try to go on talks and give them opportunities. Like Black Hat and DEF CON are really once a year kind of thing. It's really nice to be able to show up here as the technical people and speak directly to people who walk around with ideas. I think it's kind of a nice discussion and a nice place to kind of find these people to talk to them. We always do our best to stay involved in this. We try to catch opportunities like this and show up.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's a great event, and the work that you and your team does is absolutely wonderful and so important to so many people. Probably people don't even realize how important it is to them. It certainly is. So, Anat Davidi, SpiderLabs research manager, I want to thank you for joining us. I know I talked your ear off, but thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Enjoy the show.